Want to see how I designed the SVG for my Patron box? Keep on watching. So what I started with is I knew I wanted my box to at least be 8 inches. I'm leaving my fill transparent and using the stroke as black, so that for now I'm just working as outlines, and then once finished I'll go in and add color. So here I duplicated my base square and I changed the dimensions to 6 by 8 because I wanted my box to be 6 inches tall. And then I'm gonna go ahead and repeat so that I have all 4 sides. And since this part is gonna be the lid, I went ahead and made it back to being 8 by 8. Okay, and now we're going to work on the flap. So again, we're gonna make another square, and we're going to make that 8 by 2. Now with the direct select tool, we're going to drag over it and so that it selects it, and then you're going the inner blue circles, I'm just going to drag it in so that it rounds my corners. So there, I have the flap for the top of my box. We're going to make some more squares, well, rectangles. And again, we're going to go back to that direct select tool, and you're going to highlight your side flap. So you're going to click this top corner, but you're going to go ahead and select that. And then I dragged it in so that the x-axis stays at 0. And we're going to repeat the same thing we did for that flap. Look at that. We're almost there. Here you go. You basically have the outline of your box. I designed this box with the thought that I wanted to have a back window that shows the side of the cake and the top of the cake. So we're gonna make us another square. Yep, I think that's about it. And I literally just eyeballed the placement so that it overlaps the back panel and the lid, so that you can see the top of the cake and you'll still be able to see the side of it. All right, now look at there. We have the outline for our box. If I figured this out, I'm sure you can too. So we're gonna build the box all together, and then I'm going to show you how I went about breaking it down. You're gonna go ahead and select everything. For the sake of safety, we're gonna group it. And now we're gonna go to your layers. So over here on, in my case, the right panel, layer 3 is this outline. Let's go ahead and name it. And to rename it, you're just gonna swipe left and hit the T text icon. Okay, so we are going to add another layer, which in our case, if you're familiar with Cricut, we're pretty much going to weld these together. You're going to add a new layer, which in this case is layer 3. You're going to go back to your outline layer and make sure it's selected. You're going to click on the scissor icon here, which is going to bring up your edit panel. So we're going to hit if you're familiar with the icons, you know how this works. Hit the copy one, which is the middle icon. In this case, it's copied to the clipboard. you're gonna go back to layer 3, hit that edit icon, the edit icon again, and you're gonna hit the clipboard to paste it. So now you have duplicated all those pieces you made. Now it's on its own separate layer. For precautions, we're going to go ahead and lock our outline so that as you're doing the weld and everything, you won't mess it up. So you're gonna lock it and then turn off the visibility. We're going to go ahead and ungroup everything. And to ungroup, you just hit the same symbol you used to group it, which is the 2 squares within a square. So we're gonna just select the top rectangle, and we're going to go ahead and hide it for now so that we can weld all the other pieces. In Cricut language, weld everything together, but with Illustrator, it's combined. With that rectangle hid, you're gonna go ahead and select everything. Then you're going to go to the symbol over here on your right panel, this symbol here. You're just gonna go ahead, click combine all, and now your piece is one. So for the sake of you guys seeing, I'm gonna make sure it's selected. You can go ahead and do your color now. More than one way to go about doing this. If you click over here, and the top one is going to be your fill, the bottom is going to be your stroke, your line, your outline. So we're just going to change our fill to green, since in this case I'm doing a Patron box. And there you go, your image is welded. But now we have to add our window back. So we're now going to go back and select the rectangle, turn the visibility back on, and we're going to select both pieces. Head and click that shape builder icon. This time you're going to select minus front, and in Cricut language, you're slicing out the rectangle. And now your piece is sliced out, so there's your base. So we're going to go ahead and lock that, because now that is set in stone. This is what, if we didn't have to break it down again, this is what cutting out. So from here, I'm going to show you how I pretty much broke it down so that I could cut it on a 12 by 24 mat. With everything selected, we're going to go back to that shape builder, and we're going to divide all. So it's going to just pretty much break everything back up, but still keep your current settings, I guess. You still with everything selected, you're going to go ahead and ungroup. Now it's going to break everything back all the way down. You're going to use your direct select tool and just select your lid. You can go ahead and group that back together and slide that out the way, and then you can just slide your front panel out the way. Just make sure you group together your side panels and your base. I broke it down. If you look, this piece is going to be 20 by 11. That's 11 by 16, and the front panel as of now is only 8 by 6. We want to be able to attach these pieces to the base. So the way I went about doing that is I just duplicated this one. So we're going to repeat the same steps we used to get the points. You know what? I'll take it. So we're going to take this piece here and duplicate it. Alright, so then we're going to just go back to the shape builder and combine all. Repeat for your base and your side panels. Okay, so for our lid, go ahead and delete the 2 white rectangle paths you see here. That's what happened. It's just when it broke down the square we used to make the window. So you can just go ahead and delete that. But you're going to go back and select everything and go back to your shape builder and hit combine all. So now all of your welded pieces. If you made it this far, you're like me. You are determined to figure out how to make your own SVG boxes. So let's get into how we make the score lines. So if you haven't already, you can go ahead and delete the outline layer. The only layer you need as of now is your base. So let me go ahead and rename mine. We're now going to go ahead and create a new layer, and with our base layer selected, we're going to copy and paste it to that new layer. And we can go ahead and just name this score, because this is going to ultimately be our score lines. Alright, so from here we're going to go ahead and lock our base layer. And alright, so y'all are going to go back to your score layer, and now we're going to turn it back into an outline. So first we're going to take off the fill color. We're going to make that transparent. And as for our outline color, let's say in this case we're going to make it red. Okay, so with everything still selected, you're going to go back over here to your shape builder, and then you're going to divide all, and then with your direct select tool, you're going to hit the little icon in the bottom that's going to cut the paths. Let's go ahead and actually hide your base layer, so all that you see is your score lines. The easy way I figured out how to do this, with that selected, go ahead over again to your shape builder icon, but this time click shape builder. In my case, with my Apple Pencil, literally all I have to do is scribble across the line, and then I just repeat with the other panels. And cut back on the visibility for our base. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and unlock our base, and let's go ahead and select our pieces to group together our base with the proper score line. Alrighty then. And while you're here, you might as well go ahead and make that window. There you go. Now all you have to do is gonna do publish and export SVG, export it, and you are done. And now let's move on to design space. All right, so here is my SVG loaded into design space. And if you haven't panicked already, this is what it will look like when it uploads to design space. But all it takes is a little finessing, and you can make this work. What we're gonna do is we're gonna ungroup everything. So there's our lid, there is our window, our panel, and our front, right? We're gonna go over to our layers, and all you have to do is change the lines. Just change it to a score line. And there you go. Now I'm going to repeat for all my pieces. Final step that I always tell you when it comes to using any type of SVG outside of design space, and attach. If you want to just make a plain box, you can literally make it, and there you go. But because I'm extra, let's go ahead and make this into a Patron box. So here I did decide I wanted to put a little opening to make it easier to remove the flap from the box. And all I did was just slice out a circle from my front panel and my border I made. I was so happy with how this box came out, and even more ecstatic that I was able to build it from scratch. But if you're interested in seeing how I assembled this box, I will have a short for it right here in the cards. But you already made it this far, you might as well go ahead and check out my other videos. But till then, guys, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.